perspective, right? Where on this channel, man, we don't move by emotions and feelings. We try to move by facts, man. We want to think critically, and I want to bring nothing but the facts to you, man. Hope that y'all had a good week. For me, I'm having a good day. As I say, for me, every day above ground for me is a good day. Every day above ground for me is a good day. I count it as a win. As you enter this live, go hit up the chat and let me know you in the building. As you enter this live, go hit up the chat and let me know that you are in the house. Thanks again. Thanks again. Thanks again. There's a lot going on. As I said, I'm going to give a few minutes to let y'all get into the building. As I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to get into this live. This is Mark B's perspective, right? And I'm coming to you with another one, Mark B's Perspective podcast. Ask that when you enter this live, go and hit up the chat and let me know that you are in the building. I want to thank y'all once again. Thank y'all once again. When you enter this live, go hit up the chat. Let me know you in the house. Thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you for the continued support. Man, like I said, man, I'm having a good day so far. Having a good week. Very appreciative. Very appreciative of life, man. My health and my strength, right? And the opportunity to walk, talk, and think with a clear mind. Also thankful to be able to bring y'all what y'all need to hear, man. This ain't just gossip. I want to make sure I bring y'all some stuff that y'all can find value in. That's what I'm here for today. I want to thank y'all once again. Thank y'all once again. Trying to give y'all a few minutes to go ahead and get into this live, and so we can get to talking. Giving y'all a few minutes to jump on in so that I can go ahead, give my spiel. While I'm waiting, man, I just want to say thank y'all. Thank y'all. If y'all don't know me, man, my name is Mark B, of Mark B's Perspective. And just to tell you a little bit about myself before I get into the topic, just to tell you a little bit about myself, man, I grew up with a single parent, my single mother. That's not an excuse, but I decided to go to the streets, selling drugs, hustling. We was raised in the projects. It was me, my mother, and 5 of us children. And out of all the ones, I'm the one that decided to go to the streets. So we can't necessarily blame it on that. But I do just want to tell you all a little bit about myself. Out there hustling as a teenager in the projects, right? By the age of 18, I went to jail for 2 years, right? Got out, didn't learn my lesson, and I end up going right back within a year after getting out for serving the 2 years. And when I went back the second time, I had a 13-year sentence, right? Once I came home, I didn't have not a 13-year sentence. I served 13 years. I had like 27 years, and all that was for trafficking drugs. But it said went to wipe just now and had a piece of children's. Okay, that's somebody. Was it Jay? Not even gonna say his name. But listen, once I was reflecting over my life, I came to realize that my family wasted 100 years in prison. Just me, my brother, and a couple of my cousins. So that motivated me to write the book, 100 Years, A Journey to End a vicious cycle. And this book, man, is to encourage young people, man. First of all, get out them streets and understand that we ain't doing nothing but messing our lives up when we take that route. That's all we doing. We ain't doing nothing but messing our lives up. So as you enter this live, go ahead up the chat and let me know you're in the building. Trying to get this thing to work right. I think I got it. I'm not sure. And that's who I am, far as writing a book, but now I'm on a mission, man, to it's a 100 years, a journey to end a vicious cycle. That's the journey I'm on. I'm on this journey to end this vicious cycle. As y'all come in, as you enter this live, go hit up the chat and let me know you're in the building. Thank y'all again. I thank y'all again. I'm gonna share the information that I have, the update about the 50 Cent docuseries, Diddy, The Reckoning. The videographer has come out and gave a statement. So I'm gonna go over that, and we're gonna talk about that and maybe a few other things. Right now, let me get some of this good H2O. But as I was saying, like in life, man, it's easy to point fingers and to look at other people's lives, right? But it's sometimes become difficult to look at our own lives. That's one thing I've been doing over the past several years. I've been looking over my life and seeing the mistakes that I've been making and trying to make, better decisions, not perfect, continue to make mistakes as I'm a human being. But that's my goal, is to focus more on my life, right? It's okay to learn about other people's lives, especially when you want to learn from their mistakes. But the main thing is I need to reflect and look at my own life and figure out how can I make improvements on my own life. And that's what it's about. It's about us making improvements on our own lives. Can y'all hear me clearly? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me clearly. As I said, the videographer for Diddy he gave a statement. I'm going to read the statement, and he's sharing why how 50 Cent got the unreleased footage. So we're going to talk about that, man. We are going to talk about that. Let me see. I'm going to thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, let's see. So Diddy's videographer, right? Diddy's videographer, the ones who are responsible. Before I get into that, the videographer who goes by the name of, his name is Michael Oberlees. Excuse me, y'all. His name is Michael Oberlees. He's the one that came out with the statement. What's been going on? They said he's been working with Diddy since 2019. They said they were planning to do a documentary. Diddy was going to do his own documentary, right? And he's been working with him since 2019. He's responsible for the footage, right? That actually some kind of way got in the hands, and I'm going to explain what happened, but some kind of way it got into the hands of 50 Cent, and it was used in a documentary basically against him, right? Because the narrative is totally against him from this 50 Cent docuseries, right? Even, as Diddy went out and shook people's hands, 50 interpreted that because Diddy said he needed hand sanitizer when he got in the car. Right? That was even twisted to say that, look, see, he shook people's hands, but he needed hand sanitizer. this is my take. I don't have a problem with anybody using hand sanitizer after they shake my hand or anybody else's hand, right? That's their personal preference. That's why they made hand sanitizer in the first place. That's why they made that hand sanitizer in the first place. That's why they made hand sanitizer in the first place. So all the footage that he had was supposed, as I mentioned, was supposed to be used for his upcoming film, documentary, docuseries, or whatever he had planned to use it for. But that was his property, right? To do what he saw fit to be done with. I want to say again, once again, man, when y'all enter this, when y'all enter the live, go hit up the chat and let me know that you are in the building. As you enter this chat, let me know that you're in the building. I want to thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. But the videographer came out with a statement, right? It was rumored that Diddy don't pay. You know, when people videotape him, he may not pay him. So people was under the, they was concluding that maybe they sold the footage because he refused to pay after he went to prison. Well, the videographer, right, made a statement. And let me read that statement to y'all. Listen up. Let me read the statement that the videographer, this is Diddy's videographer. His name is Michael Oberlees. And I'm going to read, quote, right? It says, it was by a third party who he was out of state for 3 days, right? The videographer was out of state for 3 days and he hired somebody, they say a freelancer, to cover while he was out of state, okay? Then it goes on to say this incident had nothing to do with any fee dispute or contract issues. The actions of the parties involved reflect the lack of integrity every storyteller should uphold. Taking footage intended for our project to advance a narrative that was not our own is both unethical and unacceptable. So what he's saying is, or what not saying, what he said, he made it clear. He did not stutter, right? The videographer said that it was a third party, right, who substituted for him. He was out of state for 3 days. So instead of just not recording, I guess they went on to hire this particular person for 3 days, right? During the 3 days while he was recording, that's the footage he sold. This is the thing though, because when they asked Netflix as well as 50, they're claiming they got it the right way. But there's no way, because the only authorized person to do it would have been Diddy himself or his team. And that did not happen. So it sounds like this is stolen footage, because this is what they're calling it, stolen footage. It doesn't matter to me how we feel about Diddy. Laws and rights apply to everybody. They did not have, from a legal standpoint, they did not have rights to take the footage. They did not have the rights to take the footage. So in that sense, they will most likely have to, go to court. I think Diddy and his team, his attorneys, put out a cease and desist letter, right, to Netflix, because they're saying it's stolen footage, and they're also getting them for, slander, some of the things that they were suggesting. But the videographer, because people was rumoring, everybody was running around saying that, oh, Diddy don't pay his videographers, and that's why they sold it to 50, right? Legally, even if he didn't pay, they would still have to go to court and say, listen, you owe me for this, and let that play out in court before they're able to take it to Netflix. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. Y'all can share in the comments, but something will happen. They said Diddy has threatened a $1 billion lawsuit. So we'll see if he actually go through with that $1 billion lawsuit. And we'll also find out what's going to happen in this case. We'll find out what Diddy going to do with the lawsuit, if anything. And then also on Netflix end, because they continue to say they got it legally and this and that, but from the way it sounds now, this is stolen footage. They use it on this Netflix series, right? Which, by the way, this 50 Cent's Diddy docuseries went #1. This Diddy docuseries has gone #1, right? It has gone #1 and made a lot of money, right? So I don't know if that's going to help or hurt. Would that increase the amount that Diddy is going to ask for? But the rumor is 1 billion. So that's what Diddy is trying to seek, that 1 billion. But it was a lot of, accusations, man, to even try to suggest that Diddy got Tupac and Biggie killed. So that's another issue, man. But it's not over now. They said who lasts the hardest, or lasts the longest, or lasts the best. But this is a serious thing. Diddy is already in jail he's in prison, in a federal prison, in a treatment program. So Diddy is actually in a drug treatment program, trying to focus, on getting his mind right. Right? Diddy was a straight addict. It could be safe to say that he was a junkie, but I'm not going to say that. But just according to the testimony and everything that was going on, he's been getting high for a while. So it would probably be good that P. Diddy go and get his mind right, get his life right, right? Let me go back to me, even in my own personal life, man, out there hustling. And I come up in the time during the crack era, right? And I was young. I was a teenager initially hustling. And for some reason, it had got to the point where we would celebrate by getting high, right? We'd be counting money, getting high, counting money, because we thought that was a thing. We'd be counting money while we getting high because we thought that was a thing, right? Now, this is totally different than what Diddy was going through, right? But I was caught up in the game, right? Hustling, and to treat myself, right? We would get high. That ain't all I did. Like, I didn't get high while I was hustling, but sometime at night, and especially when I met this particular older female, and then that's what really took me that kind of route. But the thing is, I knew that getting high was not for me. I knew I needed to change that mindset, or today I wouldn't even be here to speak to y'all today, man. I would most likely be dead or going somewhere, right? I wouldn't be at my best capacity for us thinking wise, judgment wise. And that's why I understand P. Diddy was nowhere at his best as far as judgment, doing the right thing, or anything like that. But it was a choice. It's a choice when you go out there and do these things. It was a choice when I was out there getting high. It was a choice when I was out there hustling, right? And I paid the cost for my mistakes, right? I paid the cost for my mistakes. just like Diddy is paying and going to have to pay the cost for his mistakes, right? So that's the thing, man. I'm appreciative. I'm thankful to have a clear and sober mind. I'm excited about being sober, right? I don't need to drink or smoke or anything to enhance who I am, because I understand that when you do those things, right? When we do those things, we don't enhance it. Uh, we don't enhance that. What can I say? We don't enhance it. We you decline, right? I don't think you at your best when you're out there getting high. You don't advance, you decline. So, but my goal is just to continue, to be the person that I am, right? Continue to make the best decisions that I can make for my life. And that's all we can expect or hope for Diddy. Diddy got a lot of stuff to do, man. But to each his own, man. Some people celebrate people's downfall. I'm not one of them people that celebrates others' downfall. That's not what I'm here for as a human being, and that's not what I do. That's not what I do, man. But I just want to say that I'm thankful, man. I'm appreciative. I know that life get hard for all of us, right? And by me attacking somebody else, it doesn't benefit my life at all. So that's why I continue to focus on me and my life and continue to try to make the best decisions that I can for my life, man. Same thing with Diddy, but that's what happened with the for the Diddy footage, the videographer, right, who was responsible for recording Diddy. As I mentioned, they had plans to release some either film, some a documentary, a docuseries, but they were actually filming for themselves. That's what happened. That's how 50 Cent got it. But the main videographer, as I mentioned, had went out of state for a couple of days, and they hired a freelancer. That freelancer is responsible some kind of way for Diddy getting for 50 Cent, I'm sorry, getting that footage. And he blasts the guy. He blasts this Diddy's videographer blasts that freelancer. He said it was by a third party who covered for me, has nothing to do with any fee dispute or contract issues. The actions of the parties involved reflect the lack of integrity every storyteller should uphold. Taking footage intended for our project to advance a narrative that was not our own is both unethical and unacceptable. So that's actually what happened and how 50 Cent and Netflix were able to get this footage. But the thing is, they're claiming they were not authorized. Diddy nor Netflix were authorized to use this footage. So we're gonna have to see how this play out in court. As I mentioned, Diddy is threatening to file a $1 billion lawsuit on 50 Cent as well as on Netflix. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen to that. And how that moves forward, right? We're going to see what happens with that and how that moves forward. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all. I want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope that y'all have a good rest of your day. Hope that y'all have a good rest of your day. For me, as I say all the time, every day for me above ground is a good day, man. Every day above ground for me is a good day. I'm very appreciative, but I understand that what Diddy is going through is a, not saying he don't deserve it. Maybe he do deserve it. I'm not the judge of that, but he's going through some hardships right now, and Just he gonna have to fight through it the best way he can, man. Because there's a lot of people against him, but he's going to continue to fight through this the best way he can, right? Um, always heard the old people say, when you make your bed, you got to lay in it. So some people would say that he made his bed and he's laying in it right now. So that's the situation we have with Diddy. 50 Cent says 50 Cent has made a statement that says he got a lot more footage, right? And they already preparing, meaning 50 Cent and Netflix are already preparing a part 2, a Diddy the Reckoning part 2. So they're gonna have another docuseries on Diddy. And the thing about it, right? Diddy has put in their attorneys put in the cease and desist, right? But I don't know if they will be able to stop this. But 50 Cent said it's going down. And as I told y'all, he's already #1. They got a lot of views, millions and millions, probably 100 million views. They was #1 in several countries. But that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on right now. But like I said, I focus more on my own life, the mistakes I made, how to continue to maneuver through our society, through America as a Black man. So that's one of the things that I continue to do. Yeah, I check out stuff that's going on and around me in our society, but my main focus is to focus on me and how I'm gonna make improvements in my own life. Also, while watching the stumbling blocks that may be set before me. I'm responsible. I'm accountable for every decision that I make, just like each and every one of us are responsible and accountable for the decisions that we make, right? So, man, not to hold y'all any longer, I want to thank y'all for the continued support, those who support during the lives, those who watch later. I want to thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Let me check this one thing. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I want to say this though, man. If you found value in this video, I ask that first of all, make sure you like this video, right? Also ask that you subscribe to the channel, right? Hit the notification bell so you can be notified anytime I make content, right? But I ask that y'all watch, man, like and subscribe, help the algorithm out, right? Help push my content out so others can see it. That's what I ask of y'all, man. It don't cost nothing to like my video, man. I put effort, I do the research, and I try to come and bring facts to y'all. On this channel, I want to be more about facts over feelings. Why? We want to be able to think critically about all issues, right? And that's what I want to bring to the table, man. As I said, this is Mark B's Perspective. This is Mark B's Perspective Podcast. I thank y'all for the continued support. I'm not sure if I'll be back on today, later on today, or if it'll be next week. But until next time, man, y'all be safe out there. Peace.